Hello, and welcome back to the next part of this Doujinshi reading from White Album 2. We're currently reading the review book, which is pretty much just going over all the different routes in the game with cute comic style entries, as well as kind of like a text storyline as well, a timeline, which is a pretty neat way to analyze White Album 2. Last time we left off, we were checking out Kazusa True, so we're going to wrap that up and then finish out Coda for the rest of the doujin. So, let's continue on. I'm all burned out, like pure white snow. No skipping steps, look sharp. I hate this route. It's just pain, and more pain for me. If you ask me, it seems like a happy ending for everyone involved. Oh. I see how we're doing this. Well, in that case, you may call it a true ending, but everyone else did the work for you. You just ate pudding and slept the whole time. That's not fair. Although, she's kind of got a point. And I love the Phoenix Wright reference here. Objection. There's a lot of references in this doujin. It's so cute. I mean, I disagree that Kazusa did nothing. She did really attempt to do her concerts well and continue on her music career. Although, I don't know, it just feels like everyone around her like puts her in the position to rely on them. You know? Haruki-kun wore himself out running around for your sake. Plenty of other people were hurt in the process. Start Setsuna. Work relationships, friendships, Ogiso family. Goal, Kazusa. That is Haruki Kitahara's Inferno. Like Dante's Inferno. Your real mother was battling her illness. And what were you doing? Eating pudding. Hello. To be perfectly fair, the first, I'd say like 75% of this storyline, Kazusa did not know her mother was battling illness. Now, towards the end, when she decided, like, okay, well, let's just go back to Vienna, like, we're gonna ditch everybody. Yeah, that's kind of yucky. But, you know, everyone has their own decisions to make, and Kazusa made hers. You counted so much on Haruki-kun's kindness, anyone could have taken him. Still refusing to lose, eh, Setsuna? Oh, it doesn't have to be me. The CC heroines are all formidable. Or, in the distant future, he could wander off to someone else entirely. But the most dangerous of all would be... Takeya-kun. Ah. Oh, wouldn't that be like a crazy twist? You know how some dating sims have just one route that is absolutely bananas and not like any of the other ones? I'm actually reminded of Final Fantasy VII, the original one. You could date Barrett. Like, if you did a very, very specific sequence of things from start until the date, you could actually date Barrett. I feel like that's kind of like Takeya's route here. You see plenty of cases reaching this kind of conclusion. Women are too much trouble. It's better to stick to goofing around with other guys. Also, just to keep driving it home, it's not easy to find someone who will take your side unconditionally. Take is such a good friend. My God. He's carefree, fun, nice, reassuring, and so much else. From a woman's point of view, he seems like a pretty big threat. He is a handsome man. But in spite of all my warnings and complaints, considering all the pain I've been through myself, the only way the two of you can repay me is by being happy. Aww. That is a disturbingly kind thing for Setsuna to say, especially considering we're talking about Kazusa True here. Too nice. Absolutely too nice. I may not be in any position to apologize, but I'm sorry. Gay? The gay returns. Or maybe I should say thank you instead. You summoned this, Setsuna. Oh, you again. Go on back to the forest. gay? I love this little gay character. I don't know what. God, I love it. I want a little plushie. And you hug it and it will say gay. So, Coda, Kazusa's true root timeline. Starting in January from the right-hand side. Haruki returns from Osaka, listens to message Kazusa recorded. Oh, dude, that was so sad. That was so sad. Haruki discovers Kazusa at former Toma residence. Haruki does not respond to Kazusa's advances. At least, not her physical ones. Haruki is cold to Kazusa, but looks after her. Haruki and Kazusa experience strange distance, unable either to push each other away or to draw nearer. Haruki learns about Yoko's leukemia. Haruki is asked by Yoko to dump Kazusa. Brutally, might I add. Haruki works as Miyoko's proxy. Haruki refuses Takeya's request, prioritizes Kazusa. And again, Takeya is like super chill with it. He's like, you're still my best friend ever in the whole world, even though you treat me like crud. Haruki is congratulated on his engagement over the phone. Kazusa leaves the apartment, unable to endure it. Kazusa finds out about Yoko's condition. Haruki makes his mind up to drop Setsuna and protect Kazusa. At least he's finally making a decision. Haruki goes to Setsuna's party. Haruki is caught by Kazusa along the way. Haruki and Kazusa decide to be together. Kazusa begins practicing again. Haruki breaks up with Setsuna. Finally. Listen, I'm not saying like Haruki's a terrible person for not being with Setsuna, but just the fact that he didn't tell her for so long drives me crazy. Setsuna breaks down. Haruki puts in application to vacate apartment, which in Japan, might I just say, is so difficult. You have to it's not like the landlord, like, oh yeah, we'll just keep your month's security deposit. You can just leave. There's so many things you need to cancel. You need, like water, internet, electric. There's cancellation fees for literally every one of those things I just mentioned. It's ridiculous. Haruki submits letter of resignation. Haruki recommends that Yoko go to Vienna, but she refuses. Haruki informs Takeya et al. There it is again. That he has dumped Setsuna and chosen Kazusa. Haruki tells Takeya about Yoko. Painful, so painful. And then we have some character quotes from this section. I won't be able to go to your wedding. It'll hurt too much. The distance and my heart. So my concert tomorrow, it's going to be my final present to you two. All you have to do is come. Do that, and I'll give up on you for good. Just for that day, I'm channeling my feelings for you. So, just for that day, just for the concert, I want you looking only at me. Please. Painful, because he didn't go. I can't say I love you as a lie. I can't detach my heart. If I tell you I love you, you'll become my number one in the world. If I embrace you, I'll never be able to let go of you again. Such beautiful words in such an ugly situation. Like you have any right to decide what you're worth. If you can't accept me, then shut up. If, in addition to me, she couldn't rely on Yoko-san anymore. If the summit to which she aspired, her sole guidepost, were to vanish like a mirage, who would be able to protect her? And this is why I really think, you might have heard this expression before, but don't put all your eggs in one basket, especially when it comes to life goals and hobbies. Because if something happens, right? Let's say that you love running, but then you tear a muscle in your knee and you just can't run anymore. You don't want your whole life to be in shambles. obviously you can be upset and depressed, but you should have other things that you like to do as well. Maybe you like reading. Maybe, you really like learning a language, You should have a lot of different things that you enjoy, unlike Kazusa, so that if something bad happens, you're not just going to be ruined. What the hell am I supposed to do? I've lost everything now. In one day, I've lost everything I had to cling to. Kazusa, don't see Setsuna anymore. Haruki, betray Setsuna and choose me. I'm begging you. Stay with me forever. I love you. So unkind. You're just quitting without even a word to your own boss? What the hell is this? Damn it, why didn't you talk to me? Was I that unreliable as a supervisor? I hated that scene. That scene made me so mad. So mad. Because Haruki wouldn't even give him a reason. That really, really peeved me. Like, are you kidding me? If y'all aren't interested in convincing Haruki, leave. If all you want is to talk him down, don't come back. Give it up. Actually, you've all given up already, huh? You're not needed here. I'm not giving up. I'm gonna talk some sense into Haruki. I'll make him rethink things with Setsuna again. So I don't need you guys here to corner him. Just get the hell out. Takeya's such a good friend, but at some point, you gotta realize that Setsuna deserves better, Continuing on in February, Haruki informs Setsuna's parents that the engagement is off. Haruki parts from Setsuna. One of the worst scenes in the game. I hated that. I hate hearing Setsuna's mom cry. I hate hearing Takahiro cry. That was the worst. Kazusa goes to visit Yoko. Haruki has a farewell party and passes the baton at work. Kazusa meets with Setsuna alone. Day of the concert. Haruki, believing in Kazusa, searches for the disappeared Setsuna. Haruki and Kazusa leave the country. Epilogue. The two are living in Vienna. Video message from Yoko. Setsuna plays the guitar. Oh, it makes me want to cry just thinking about it. God. I hope Setsuna can move on and just find something amazing, because she deserves it. My family, my friends, my work. Everything I could want apart from the three of us. No, it's not okay. There's no way you could endure that. If she made such a warped choice, it could only bring her pain. Setsuna couldn't live a life without contact with the others around her. We don't want this ending to leave a bad aftertaste either. If we count from when you started working part-time, you've been a colleague of ours for 3 years. The idea of you just leaving without a word was like, what? Is he sick of us? But even then, we know you might have thought it all over. Must have thought it all over. The same way you took on a lifetime supply of work. It's just the kind of guy you are. Man, Haruki's coworkers are so nice to him. I can't even imagine leaving a workplace that you're on good terms with and not telling them why. That is so disrespectful. This way, I can heal with your arms around me. If I get depressed, I can get back up again. I'll keep doing this forever. You'll never be lonely again. Setsuna, I wonder how she's going to heal herself from now on. Well, luckily, Setsuna's got family and friends and a good career. Not to say that it's not terrible to do this to her, but she does have pillars of support. I was out of touch with you for 3 years, and I spent 2 years with you every single moment. For those 3 years, I'm sorry. For those 2 years, Thank you. I piled up so much together with you, both happiness and sadness. That's right. Our hearts and bodies are entwined. I can't just rip it apart. This was our history, one that no one could surpass. If I tore it off by force, I wouldn't be Setsuna Okiso anymore. But somebody else is gonna rip it apart for you. The sadness, the pain, the guilt that I feel right now, nothing will ever be able to soften it. No amount of happiness or fun or positive thinking. But, well, listen, the euphoria that I'm feeling right now, nothing will ever be able to erase it either. No amount of sadness or pain or guilt. Haruki starts crying. Oh, God, it's so painful. I'm happy. I'm happy, Haruki. There would be no stopping any of it. My overflowing feelings for Kazusa, the sweetness that would never vanish. My overflowing feelings for Setsuna, this pain that would never be healed. Yikes. Because there's always going to be lingering feelings no matter what. And you know what? That's a part of life. Having regrets is a very unfortunate and common part of life. That's not to say you would go back and change things, but you still live thinking like, oh man, what if? That's always going to be there. For Haruki, it's mixed with a lot of guilt, but it is kind of a normal feeling. Da 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 da. Now, allow me to tell you of the real, true ending. The grand finale with no tears shed. Thinking back on it, I feel like it was a lot of you coaxing me and bringing me around. Yes, you witnessed my eloquence and skill up close. It is my forte. You've become quite a nice piece of work, Setsuna. Aw, you don't have to flatter me. But I did have a whole lot of work to do. I mean, Kazusa-chan. Oh, that's a cute nickname. You're such a lonely little thing and so fussy. Forget about that. Forget about that. I could never forget that. Certainly not on purpose. It made me happy, actually. Having so many straightforward shows of emotion from you. Crying, yelling, facing me head on. Back in the day, we never even managed to have a proper fight. I don't remember having a fist fight like this. Oh, but their slap fights were so brutal. Man, it's like, oh, the girls are fighting. Shocking, really. And then, when I saw you sleeping in my arms, you looked so sweet. Oh, stop. Stop. It's very cute, though. I loved that scene. Recalling it now, it's hard to call the whole thing one long memory. But now, all of those little pieces have turned to confidence. No one could beat the strength of my tie to you, Kazusa. And I'm sure you see me as the closest person in your life, too. Is it presumptuous of me to say that? It's very presumptuous, actually. Stop already. You keep coming out with this embarrassing stuff. Oh, babies. Why can't they just be best friends? If I might add a word of my own, he chose you, Setsuna. And I wanted the three of us to be together. There's no need for you to feel indebted anymore. Putting that aside, Setsuna, are you interested in going abroad at all? Oh, are you inviting me to a concert? No, I mean living there. Emigration. Migration to another country. More specifically, a country that recognizes polygamy. Because isn't that just the ultimate answer to White Album 2? Haven't you learned your lesson yet? It's fine, it's fine. I'll provide for both of you. No, you won't. Mom recommended a few countries to me. What is her deal? Wait, why are we ending here? Oh. I mean, you can't claim to be a White Album 2 fan without talking about polygamy at least once. You know? Do I think it's the most healthy thing between these 3 specific people? No. Do I think there's a possibility of them growing into it? Maybe. So, now we move on to Setsuna's True Root timeline. Again, starting from the right, this is in February. Starting on her birthday. Setsuna visits Kazusa. Setsuna makes work request of Kazusa. Haruki entrusts Kazusa to Setsuna. Setsuna goes again to make entreaty of Kazusa. Kazusa and Setsuna have a massive fight. Ha! The slap fight. How iconic. Kazusa leaves Setsuna a message and goes out. Kazusa begins practicing again. Kazusa invites Setsuna to her apartment and they spend the night. Setsuna brings overnight set and stays. Kazusa and Setsuna mix drinks and talk the night away. Honestly, Kazusa beginning to heal and finding joy in something other than Haruki is so quintessential to her, like becoming her own woman. It's a good thing to see. Setsuna finally wins Kazusa over. Haruki receives phone call with report from Setsuna. Haruki plays guitar for Kazusa over the phone. Setsuna sings along with the guitar. Dude, that was so beautiful. The 3 stay together in advance of concert, and recording Hojo High School Light Music Club is reformed. And again, do I think it's the most necessary thing to keep them friends forever? No. I think for their own mental health, it might have been nice to split up a while ago. But the fact that they're doing it and it's being relatively successful is a beautiful thing. So then moving on to some character quotes. Kaio, Knight's Record, Yokotoma Offices. This is a rare work of friendship involving 3 companies. Friendship? I submitted the proposal on Monday, and this morning, the producer approved it. This is something really unusual, even if it's just for a mini album packaged with a magazine. So, what? If you get involved, the common sense of society will be warped significantly. That's your power, Kazusa Toma, as a human. I mean, I think they're really overemphasizing that a little bit. It's not changing the common sense of society. It's a CD in a magazine. This is supposed to be your special day. A special day for the 2 of you. Why are you... Because right now, for the 2 of us, the most important thing isn't a party. Setsuna, see you later. She even brought her a birthday cake on her own birthday. So sweet. No one should fall for someone that horrible. And who decided that? Who decided it was wrong to fall for someone horrible? There's no reason. Someone so dirty and cowardly and... Then tell me, Kazusa, why did you fall for Haruki-kun? He's a dirty, cowardly liar. Why? Literally, why? Why did either of you? Why don't you ever run out of patience with me? Why don't you just leave me alone? You're just like him. Because I love you. Also just like him. Oh, you... What the hell was all that you were just saying to him? Talking about lullabies and kids that won't stop crying and... If you don't like it, all you have to do is stop crying, okay? Come on, Kazusa-chan. Smile for me. Setsuna. Smile, Kazusa. The 3 of us are going to be together forever. Setsuna. That promise we made 5 years ago. This time, we're going to hold true to it. Poor Kazusa. Like, I'm proud of her for getting on her own 2 feet in this route, but still, like, really, she got the short end of the stick. Unfortunately. But that's life. Can you really manage that? No concrete plan, nothing but your own energy? What, didn't you know? Know what? When the 3 of us are working together, there's not a thing we can't do. So confident. Confident Kazusa, that's what we missed. Moving on to the timeline once again, starting from the right, Setsuna explains circumstances to recording staff. The 3 produce jacket image. Haruki struggles with writing lyrics. Haruki completes lyrics. Kazusa finishes recording bonus track. Kazusa's concert is a massive success. The 3 finish recording with no setbacks. It really is too bad that they had to miss Kazusa's final concert because Haruki and Setsuna were still practicing their final track. Ensemble special issue sells out everywhere. Work of friends from 3 companies together is a massive success. Kudos to them. It was a lot of hard work put into that. It is a lot to ask, but I don't care. Leave it to me. I'll do it. Truly, my body was brimming with that old feeling of elation, the kind I'd felt when we spent that final week together so long ago. 5 years ago, you went along with me when I asked too much. This time, I'm going to do too much for you. Haruki. I actually thought of this first, but I didn't say anything because it's so obvious. What? You guys don't remember? Fine, here's a hint. Why didn't you say that sooner? Why didn't you say that to begin with? The song that had allowed us to meet one another for the first time. White Album. And so they make the CD jacket white. It's such a simple thing. Because I love you, Setsuna. At least as much as I love Haruki. Kazusa? Kazusa! Oh, what? What a coincidence. I feel the same. You already told me that. Man, not only are you a dummy, you're forgetful too. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Silly, slightly drunk girls are so cute. Don't look so freaked out. Remember what you said? Together, the 3 of us can do anything. Kazusa. Even if I don't have you 2 at the concert hall tomorrow, the 3 of us will be performing together. So nothing's impossible. This faith, where did it come from? It's the power of friendship. It's the power of the trio. Also, having self-confidence is a beautiful thing. This image in my memory of Yoko Toma at her peak, I'm going to keep battling her forever. It's going to be a long, painful fight. So, stay by me. I want you to support me. You don't have to be the place I'm aiming for. Just be the place I come home to. I love you, Mom. Thank you for giving birth to me. Oh, I'm gonna cry. That scene was so sad. And then Yoko started crying. Now I'm gonna be crying. But Kazusa finally being able to say that is really pretty beautiful. Do I think Yoko 100% deserves it? You know what? I have my issues with Yoko. I think she was a really, really, really crappy mom. But the fact that Kazusa's here at this point now, you know what? Good for her. I'm sorry. I truly did love you. I loved you before I fell in love with this girl, but I'm sorry. I feel now from the bottom of my heart that I'm glad to have chosen her. But you know what? That's life. We gotta make choices in life, and they're not always pleasant and they're not always easy, but sometimes they're for the best. brings us to the end here, so we'll check out some of the author's information here. You can check out where to contact them, some of their other websites, because, they're deserving of recognition. This doujin is amazing. It's an amazing informational resource. There's not too much in-depth analysis going on. It's really just like a factual thing, except for in the comics, which are presented by the characters themselves, which is a really cute and interesting thing for them to have done. Then on the back cover, we have the beautiful side heroines, Chiaki and Koharu and Mari-san. Look at them! So cute. Chiaki sitting very unladylike, traditionally unladylike. Mari-san sitting like an office lady, and Koharu's just kind of Koharu. So cute. So, that's all she wrote. Thank you so much for joining me on this doujinshi review from White Album 2. Well, it's a review book and a doujinshi reading. Ha! And I'll be back with more doujins in the future. So until then, hope you take care. See you!